Somebody once said, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything at all. Wish it would have been my grandma, but it wasn't. Monty Python, the film Life of Brian, said, life's a piece of shit when you look at it. And regarding last 2.5 years, it's more than true. And biggest challenge was stay mentally healthy. Now my, let's say, conversion started with the beginning of the pandemic. 2022, long time ago, I wanted to walk the Camino de Santiago, starting April 1st. Everything was booked, everything was organized. And on March 18, we went into lockdown. And my company said, everybody with already confirmed vacation takes the vacation. What means I was almost locked in my single room apartment, 30 square meters, with nothing to do, nowhere to go, just internet and TV. And as you remember, especially in the first month of the pandemic, we got bombarded with horror news. And then later that year, the election of the new president of the United States, then January 6th. And yeah, he was sitting at home, sucking in all those bad news. And yeah, I was always on a higher pulse. I had a pulse of, not less than 100. And that's a lot. Normally, I'm around 70 or 80. And I didn't feel well. And at one point I said to myself, are you kidding me? And I stopped watching television 2 years ago. And I don't do it until now. There's only one show that I watch once a week on TV. Forged in Fire. And that's it. No TV anymore. No newspapers. Nothing. Since then, I only watch YouTube and TikTok. And maybe on the internet, the headlines of the news. If there's something interesting, I go a little deeper, but that's it. I can change the world anyway, so why bother? And you know, it didn't stop there. War in Ukraine, waiting for the next corona wave, for the next mutation. What do they expect from me? Do I have to live my entire life in fear? Well, no. If you follow the news, and if you listen to what people say, if you draw a line under it, by the end of the year, we're all gonna die due to starvation, inflation, we freeze to death, nuclear war, we're dead. You know, it happens very, very rarely that you can read sometimes in the news that something positive happened. But it's 1 out of 100. Doesn't get even noticed. And I have a theory, kind of a conspiracy, but I think the government wants to keep you on a certain level of anxiety and fear, because those people are easier to handle and easy to manipulate. But it's a theory. Now, you can't expect anything positive from the news or the newspapers, because good news don't sell very good. Bad news sell very good. And it's all about money. It's all about click-through rates. It's all about advertising. They don't have the intention to keep you well informed. They want to make cash. Now, anyway, I stopped watching television. Next step, social media. Especially Facebook. Have you noticed how negative and aggressive Facebook became? Now, April this year, 1 year before I started my Camino, and I was still on Facebook, and a friend of mine from the States shared a post of a woman, who was complaining about the abortion ban, stating something like, "Oh, why punish women? Men are the ones to blame. Pregnancy starts with men. We should have a law against that." Was the last time I reacted to something on Facebook. And I wasn't negative. I said something like, "You don't improve a bad situation by taking something bad, putting on top of it. Doesn't change anything, makes the situation worse. And by fact, pregnancy doesn't start with men. They are a part of it. But when two people are together, they do it together. At the same time, nobody's first." Yeah. What do you think? After that, the roast started. I was so hateful and aggressive. Although I didn't say anything wrong or bad. No, didn't matter. And the last post I wrote was, "I'm done with all this negativity and hatred on Facebook. I'm off. If you want to stay in contact, this is my YouTube link. If not, see you in the next live. I'm out." In the beginning was kind of a struggle, because I wasn't very active on Facebook, but Facebook was part of my routine. And now, after 4 months, feels awesome. I feel free. Now, cutting off the news, social media, that's the easy part. Let's get to toxic work environments. I don't get it. So many people suffer while working. I don't know. I cannot recommend anything to you. I just can tell you how I handle my work life. I always have enough money on my bank account to be able to cover, let's say, 2 or 3 months of being unemployed, if necessary. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned before, I don't like working. If I had the possibility, I wouldn't do it. But I have to, like most of us. I stay as long as possible in one position, as long as I feel good. If I don't feel good anymore, I leave. And yeah, the company where I'm working recently, in this moment, I said to my boss, I don't need this particular job. I don't need this particular company. Got no strings attached. I only work here because I have to do something to pay my bills. And I work here because it's fun for me to work at this particular place. If it stops being fun, I'm out. So it's your task to keep me happy. To be fair, I understand that many people simply can't live the life that I live. I don't have any loans. I don't have any debts. I have no possessions like a house that I have to pay for. I don't even have a car. All I have is some money on my bank account and the freedom to leave whenever I find out the situation is not healthy for me. Or even worse, toxic relationships. No matter if your partner beats you up, cheats on you, treats you bad, in any way makes you feel bad. Something like, oh, darling, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to say that. I love you so much. I changed. Will never happen again, I promise. No. You meant to do that. You wanted to do that. You did that. And people don't change. Leave. Now, I was married 18 years and was highly toxic. My wife was a bitch. And anyway, now looking back, don't even know why I married her at all. Everybody warned me. Anyway, you know how that works. Why I was married for 18 years. I don't know, I was used to suffering. And it was convenient. It was normal life. But I filed for divorce anyway. It took about, I don't know, the entire process about 2 years. And it cost me 30,000 euros. And for a normal guy like me, 30,000 euros is hell of a money. But it's worth every single cent. Now you might say, oh, that sounds so easy when you say that. It's not, I know. It's not easy. But you can do it. And with every single small success, your self-confidence grows. You can do it. Start with the small things. Start with Facebook. Start with television. Cut off the negativity of your life. And then one day you will reach the magic moment and you can say, party is boring. I leave. I don't like your attitude. I go. I don't like the way you talk. I don't listen to you anymore. I leave the room. I don't like the job. I look for something else. You don't treat me well. I leave. This is freedom. Value your life. Live a good life. Love yourself. Now, I'm out. See you next time.